All right, guys, so here's another example real quick on PLTR. I want to show you guys this. This is another one that's not as clean as open above or below a move, retracement, continuation. That's obviously the A plus. That's what we want, but we don't always get that. So I just want to show you guys a little bit more of an advanced view how I would trade this price action if it gave it to me in the morning. So what I'm doing here, obviously, as you guys know, we have a narrow state, the 20 SMA, the 200 SMA. I preach this all the time, so you all should know this. Narrow state here, small fab 4. So this is the last 45 minutes of the prior day. Okay, and then we open the next morning, boom. Our bias, as we know, if we open above this fab 4, we're long. If we open below this fab 4, we're short for the day. So right here, we opened above. Well, right on top of it, not really above it. We could have got a better opening right above this fab 4, but it is what it is. It's more long than short, you know what I mean? So at this point, I'm still just waiting. You know, nothing too crazy here. There's nothing to be taken here because we're just inside the fab 4. The SMAs are still narrow and they're still tight, right? So right here, boom, we get a nice move out. But if you notice the SMAs, they're still narrow and tight. They're not trending. So technically, this is called sleeping. The state is asleep. So we need an igniting move from this sleeping state to start the trend. That's when I look for the 5 entry event models. So right here, I'm waiting on this to start to trend, and I want this 20 SMA, this orange line here, I want it to start to move up out of this narrow state like this. That's what I'm looking for, and the 200 kind of stay relatively flattish. That's what I'm looking for here. So I'm waiting on that. Boom, boom. We start to get a little bit of a move up, but nothing too crazy. So right here, I'm waiting. Maybe a pullback will come to this 20, and also the top of this fab 4 will kind of act as support, and then we could get a move from this 20 and from this level and continue to move higher. So that was kind of what I was looking at. So I just waited here. There's no engulfing on this. The 20 is not trending enough, nothing to enter here. Right here, we got to move to the downside, so not terrible. So right here, I'm liking this so far because we are getting a trending 20 from this narrow state. So I'm liking this, but we did not engulf the candlesticks here. So this green candle did not fully break above this white candle's high. That would have been a valid entry event. That would have been a color change engulfing at a trending 20. When I see that, I'll enter. So I still waited here. I was a little bit hesitant. There's a heavy resistance right up here at these highs at 139. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if price really wants to pick that direction. Nice candle here, another candle up right here. Still didn't break the high, so we're still right at this resistance. So it's really nothing too crazy going on. So I'm just waiting again. Okay, we got a little bit of pullback. So the 20 is still trending here, right? So take note of this. The 20 is still trending. What we could get is a nice, let me do this. What we could get is a nice power bar, boom, that totally clears all of this consolidation. That's what I would have wanted to see to have go long on this, to have went long on this. Right, so right here, I'm waiting. Maybe something like that happens. So right here, I'm waiting. The 20 still trending. Okay, right here, this is telling me a little bit of weakness here. We're breaking this support, which is this resistance here, which is the top of this fab 4. So now we're testing this area here plus the 20. So if we don't get that engulfing move up, then I think we could continue to the downside here. And that's exactly what we did. So we broke below this and went down to this little support here. So at this point, my bias is starting to change, but I'm not entering any trades to the downside until we start to get below the entire fab 4, below the 200 and below the 20. Until all of that gets taken out, I will not be in a short position, right? So I would just be waiting on this. Right here, nice little green and to red, and then boom, we're getting a continuation down. Okay, so right here at this point, notice the 20. So notice the 20 is starting to trend downward, right? So what I want to see in order for me to go short on this, I want to see this 20 break below the 200 and start to trend down away from it while the 200 stays relatively flat. It can kind of dip a little bit, but that's what I want to see. When that starts to happen, I look for a pullback in price and then look for one of my 5 entry event models to happen in the location of that trending 20 SMA. Right? So I'm waiting on this. Nice. Getting a little bit of a green here. Red, there's nothing here yet. The 20 is not really trending too much just yet. We're getting some green here. The 20 is still coming down though. This is nice. We're below the Fab 4. Bias is short now. We're not long. Right here, we're still getting some little hammers. Don't really know what's going on. We're consolidating here, right? But price is trying to figure it out. No color changes, no power bars here, no double tails, nothing like that to get us in short here. So we're waiting, but we're taking note of this 20 that's starting to trend down. Okay, this is what's keeping us valid. So right here, once we get a green candle that gets taken out by a white candle like this, the entry is the green candle's low. So anywhere in this candle, I would be entering short now because we're getting a little bit of a breath into that trending 20 SMA. Right when that color change happens, my stop loss goes one of 2 places. It goes a few ticks above this entry event. So it will go maybe right here, 136.5, or you can just use the 20 SMA. If price breaks the 20, I'm out. Right, so right here, I'm just waiting, and okay, so let's just keep going. Right here, I'm just waiting. Nice move down, nice move down, nice move down. New lows were made here, okay? After the entry event, after this entry event right here, you deserve to take some profit in 3 candle pushes in your direction. So this is the entry event candle. So 3 candlesticks after this entry event candle, you deserve to take some profit. So right here is 1, right here is 2, right here is 3. So anywhere down here, you should be trimming some of your position, and also at this point, moving your stop loss to the trailing 20. So this 20 is going to continue to move downward, and that's going to hold price down. If we were to break this, then all bets are off and we could get a continuation to the upside, so I would be out of this trade. Right? So at this point, I'm securing some profit and I'm moving my stop loss to this trending 20. Right? And as we can see here, consolidation. Right here, we're getting a move up. But look, this was your stop originally. Right? Now look at your stop. It's down here, and you've already taken some profit. So when price finally breaks here, your stop is down underneath this support, which is probably still in profit, if not break even. So that's a risk-free trade after you trim from the 3 pushes down. And then obviously we got it moves up. That's why we exit to 20, because that 20 can act as support and cup and start to hold price as we reverse to that 200. Right? So this is just an example to show you guys that even though we opened above and we got a little move right here on this, we opened above and we got a little move right here on this flat state, that's totally fine. If you're okay with risking that, that's not a problem. I just like to catch the moves that are already trending. So I just want to grab onto something that's already heading in a direction. It gives me more confidence, gives me more conviction to that side, up or down. this right here, this candle, it has a big resistance here. So this after this candle, if I enter right on this candle, we technically could have just rejected the next candle and broke below it. So this is more of an anticipation entry. We're anticipating a move to the upside because we're birthing this power bar color change from a 200 narrow state. So we're anticipating that move to happen versus the move's already happening and we're grabbing in on it. You know what I mean? So it's all about what you really like, but that's how I would have traded that. Now, obviously, there's moves to be made. You know, this green's kind of taken out here at the flat 200. If you want to take that stop loss right above the 200, that's valid. You know what I mean? But the trending move wasn't there. This trending move, it could have had a continuation. Now, we didn't, obviously, we reversed here, but imagine if this 20 just kept rolling and price just kept respecting that 20. That trending move can turn to an all-day runner, you know? So that's why I like to catch those, or at least, you know, that's pretty much what I look for most of the time. But yeah, that's PLTR. I just wanted to kind of show you guys the opening above, opening in the long direction, not getting a real trend, not getting a real direction in price, and then we reject and move to the downside. Look how much better this white move looks versus this little green. This is the direction of the day, right? Awesome. So yeah, I just want to show you guys that. Nothing too crazy there.